Let us out.
Hello.
We're trapped in these little
in the
boxes.
screen. Oh no.
We're trying to come into your house. We are tiny people
Sounds
in this
threatening.
window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Hi, can you hear us, audience?
Put the right cartoonist in.
You don't want to have us in your house. We'll just chew on everything. Leave eraser
Draw on
marks
everything.
everywhere.
We're gonna eat all your dice.
Yes.
You can be heard. Excellent. Sound is happening, and therefore I shall say all the stuff.
Stop eating that.
Yeah, that's what we always say at the intro. Welcome, Pico. Stop eating that.
Classic catchphrase.
Hey, internet friends and webcomic fans. It's me. It's your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist, welcoming you to another heaping helping of Trash Heroes, the D&D stream where we recount the epic adventures of a wildly improbable collection of horrible creatures, known as the Trash Heroes. As always, our players are this supremely talented collection of internet makers and doers and influencers. Yeah, there we go. Before there was such a thing as an influencer, these were the influencers, if you can imagine such a thing. So you'll please feel free to check out everybody's links and stuff. And I don't know which direction I'm pointing in because I don't remember if it's flipped or not, but you can see it in the upper right. Please feed your artists. And without further ado, let's meet the characters. First up, it is Keeper the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap. It's Fettid Quaggle. And then, I didn't hear Jeff's catchphrase, but that may be my sound or his sound. Who knows?
Oh no.
I was quiet, so it may not have come through.
Yeah.
That's okay. Next up is the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, Ugna Sugartusk?
I'm just Ugna. I'm a donkey.
Hee-haw.
Yeehaw.
Next up, it's the trickster cleric, rogue baker, and all-around party animal, Trollman Dariels.
I'm so tired of being the voice of common sense.
And there's the joining us shortly, wild magic streaming sensation, Morgan the Satyr, who will be online in just a few moments.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And finally, our sweet old grandpa, who's also accidentally an ancient warlock,
Oops.
Copernicus Sunshine.
Horrifying catchphrase.
These are the voyages of the Starship Dungeons and Dragons. I don't remember. Anyway, sounds good. How about I tell you what happened last time?
Yes.
As I stall for time because I find the right spot in my enormous document. That's what they say about me. Enormous documents. When last we left our heroes, the party was searching their way through the magical dungeons below the Tower of Gurthang, intent on stealing a magical scrying egg known as the Clue, which they can't actually say the name of. The team faced down the mirror duplicate of Ugna, quickly realizing that damage to the duplicate also showed up on the real Ugna, who was trapped in the mirror beyond. So instead, they worked together to push the duplicate back into the mirror, and the real Ugna passed back out through her reflection, shattering the glass in the process. Hooray, success. Next, the team chose the other way forward to go through the huge door with a giant brass door knocker, which had a magical password, from whom they learned that the other passage required figuring out which guard spoke the truth and which one was just always wrong about things, which seemed too complicated. So they figured out that they could actually do a password reset on the magic door, leading to 3 verification riddles. The team managed to answer these, but not before triggering 2 of their 3 failure chances. The first of which resulted in the disappearance, all of a sudden, of Fettid and Ollie. And then the second, causing Ugna to be transformed into a talking donkey.
It's not that bad.
Eventually, though, they got through it and reset the code. I believe it was set to something like go to hell or go fuck yourself. chosen by Tromlin.
Go eat shit.
Yes.
Go eat shit.
Yes,
That's
good.
what it was. I'm
Good.
gonna change that in my records just in case you guys ever come back there and you have to get through the door again. And you found yourselves at a T intersection that was actually a riot of moving stone foliage, where a strange little man, apparently called the Damned Mirror, spoke only in backwards code. Eventually, you figured out how to bribe the little man, and he told you to go to the right while hopping on one foot and holding hands. This allowed the party to escape the magical maze, but they were quickly plunged down a massive sliding chute into a laundry facility where magically mindless goblins were cleaning everything using what were actually painful looking metal washboards, but you guys figured out very immediately to just use prestidigitation on yourselves so nothing was dirty. And you didn't have Fettid with you, which helped.
That would ease things in
Yeah.
that regard.
So the team then found a new companion, the not so brave Leonid, named Prince Mab Assad of the Wahadi Oasis city that I said I would give you a name for this time. It is the city of Tebrazla, who came careening down the chute, but you cleaned him with prestidigitation and took him under your wing and passed out through the only exit door where you found yourselves in an oubliette. And a friendly worm told you had to go back and open the door the opposite direction, which led to a completely different part of the tower. A set of stone corridors. After passing a few doors, you listened at one and heard a gentle breeze. Tromlin checked for traps, and then Pernie, listening, heard a voice in the breeze whispering, come within, all can be as it once was." And Pernie then won initiative and burst in through the door before anyone could stop him and ran into the strange clearing in a swamp on the other side of this door with a huge weeping willow that was claiming to be the Time Willow. And Copernicus pressed into the branches and disappeared for an extended period of time. And Tromlin went in after him. And on the inside, I cashed in Pernie's black token. As the Time Willow said that, what did he say? He said, I remember, what do you wish to know? And Copernicus asked what his life was like before Barb, leading to Tromlin and Copernicus sharing a vision of a young Copernicus Bones, Dr. Copernicus Bones, adventuring in the temples of the deep jungles of Zaru, raiding ancient tombs and finding some strange artifacts that he took back to his house in Morwindle, which back then was nice and new and had no traces of strange Addams familyness to it. And there he researched his findings and learned of the lost temple of Shushekza in the deserts, which we now know, of course, is where he first encountered Barb. And he saw the business cards on his desk that said, Dr. Copernicus Bones, Professor of Archaeology. And he had a very snazzy hat.
They named him after the dog?
Belongs in a museum.
He does belong in a museum. And several hours are passing for the others, and this led to an even longer stretch inside during the vision is given Copernicus and Tromlin a rest. The others have a short rest.
Ooh, short rest.
And I finished off by having Copernicus roll on a table for what his sacrifice to the Time Willow is. And the black token has now been cashed in. Friendship was the thing that was rolled, which you'll probably learn more about later.
Yikes.
Great.
So
I'm going to
let's
spend some
begin
hit
with the
dice.
others. Actually, I'll just mention quickly with the others that as an hour passes, the first hour passes, Ugna will cease to be a donkey
Ooh,
as the polymorph wears off.
nice.
However, as we established last time, that Ugna once again was partaking of fairy foods without thinking
What?
about it.
What?
God.
As she accepted the
Listen, we're just in a
was it food or drink.
perfectly normal castle. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was like the weird chicken things that were in the
Yes, it
stone
was.
foliage that he
Yeah.
like just took a bite out of, like it was just made of solid meat.
It
and
looked like a
offered it to
carrot,
Ugna.
and the one thing I wanted to do as a donkey was eat a carrot.
Pretty
Oh, yeah,
It
it was
just-
like it was like
Yeah.
made of vegetables.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. It was like a turnip
Like a
duck.
solid turnip
Yeah.
or carrot. And so as a result, as the polymorph wears off, Ugna keeps the donkey's head.
Oh,
Nice.
good, good.
So you're back to
That
normal
is,
Ugna, except you have a donkey's head.
Shakespearean nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sounds about right. So
Okay.
it goes like poof,
So-
and Ugna goes like, "Oh hey, I got hands again! Hee-haw!"
So I'm going to leave that discussion
Yep.
until Raven gets back here.
Yes.
But in the meantime, what happened to Fettid? So Fettid, you were sitting there on Ollie's back, minding your own business as your companions were trying to solve the magical riddles. I can't even remember what was said. The first riddle was like a fairly legit riddle, and Morgan made a guess that was incorrect before Tromlin got it right. And when that guess was made incorrectly, from Fettid's perspective, the mist just swirled around all of a sudden. You felt like that feeling, like your stomach turning upside down, like you were spinning in like in zero gravity. And then you find yourself still on Ollie's back, who looks a little queasy, and then he kind of barfs up a little bit of hellfire. Sets fire to a bush.
At least he didn't
Because
do
you
it
find
now.
yourself in a sort of like a wooded area. There seems to be stone flooring, like flagstones, under this forest floor of like thick moss and overgrowth. And you can see places where it's pushed up, where the trees have grown up through. But otherwise, it looks like you're under a canopy of forest leaves. And you hear giggling kind of coming from all around.
I think I have a hunch what that means.
I was going to call for perception, but it's probably
Couldn't
pretty
be
easy
fairies.
to notice that you quickly note also that all of these like various trees and bushes are species that you do not recognize. But they also have like various non-plant normal things growing from them. So for example, you see a lunchbox tree that's covered in lunchboxes, and some of them are like green and not very fully formed, and others are like properly rectangular but with the nice little rounded edges.
Yep.
Only the ripe ones have like some kind of IP on them. There's like a few Transformers and
Yep.
I don't know, Dukes of Hazzard or
Mhm.
whatever. Random.
Robots.
Ugh.
Yeah, actually, it's all like off market.
Oh yeah.
Like
Grobot.
there's some of them are like
Yeah, Jim.
exactly.
Good.
Other a bush nearby you. A bush nearby has like literally like tankards of some sort of beverage growing on it. You can see the unripe ones just kind of have like a anemic looking mug, but with nothing in it. And then the fully formed tankards are actually, some of them are like half full, but the ripe ones have like a full foamy head on them.
Right.
Yeah, there's like a sandwich shrub, which is growing like full on sandwiches.
My favorite kind.
And you hear kind of giggling and tittering and rustling noises in the bushes all around.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to make a perception check to see if I can identify what is almost certainly some fairy nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Well, I didn't roll super well.
What'd you get?
7 on the die, so that's what
This is going to be either Arcana or History, so either way, it's a +2 for you.
yeah, so 9
So it's
then.
only a 9. Yeah, you vaguely are, obviously this is some kind of fairy nonsense, but you're not really sure where you are. You know, there's kind of like, I might give it like, because of your involvement, like back and forthing with the others recently and all this kind of stuff, and your involvement with this kind of stuff. I'll bump that 9 up to a 10 and give you some general knowledge that there's supposed to be like fairy world parallel thing that people call the Feywild. Or maybe with your role, it's like, what is it? The Fey whiskers
Fey
or
Walmart.
something. The Fair.
Yep.
The Fey Mart.
Yep.
And that's
That's
like
just
where the
Meow
fairies
Wolf.
live or something. And yeah, I mean, you don't speak fairy language, which is like Sylvan and languages similar to it. But you do speak a couple other languages you could try to communicate with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just try calling out. I'm gonna say something like, hello? I'll try hello in a few different languages. What little I know.
Yeah, if you try Draconic and you're not really getting anything, but you also speak Undercommon.
That's true.
And when you say a few things in Undercommon, you will see from some of the nearby. There's a couple species of tree you recognize here, and they're like totally ones you would associate with fairy crap. So there's like a few willows. There's like a big old oak nearby, mixed with these weird, lunch pail and sandwich and other such strange trees. There's like a bush that seems to be growing like tarts on it. And let's randomize what kind of weird fairy folk is going to come respond to that. Yeah, so
Big fluff on my hair. There.
from a nearby kind of like mossy, boggy patch where there's a big rotten log, a big, huge-eyed, like vaguely goblin adjacent creature comes splorching up out of the rot. It's big. It's got like eyes. And it's covered in slime. You're not sure if it's wearing clothes or what. And it has kind of tattered wings on its back, fairy-like, but not really. And it says in broken broken Undercommon, what has it got? What has it got? His
All
fat,
right.
juicy purses? His fat, juicy purses?
And it's gesturing to me, not the purse tree nearby.
No. You can see that this creature has like a little belt amid the crud of its body that it has like some random objects stuck in. You can see what looks like a little doll with no head. And you can see a fancy looking silver monocle on a chain tucked into its little belt, and you can also see a large like brass key, and it's kind of like jingling some of these things together excitedly.
Okay. I'm gonna cautiously say hello to this critter and ask it where I am.
It will again halting undercommon, and it will say, it will, hee 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 hee, we are in the cracks and behind the walls, the best
Oh,
places to
okay.
sneak and steal. And I'd like you to make a perception check,
This guy's like
which
a
I will give you
fairy
advantage
Quaggle.
on. Yeah, I'm going to give you an advantage on this perception check because of Ollie's presence.
Well, that's a 19 on the die, so 26.
Oh wow. Okay. I guess I'll roll opposed, but I don't think he's gonna. Okay, no, definitely not. So, you managed to spot, or not really spot, but feel the presence of some kind of invisible creature that has crept up on Ollie's flank and is trying to pick your pocket.
Ooh.
I am going
But
to
like,
command Ollie to bite.
let's see. I'm just gonna double check what you've got that like it would actually go for, because they're not very good at stealing things of actual value.
I mean, most of what I have is probably trash anyway, so I feel like
Yeah, you
that's
don't
probably fair.
have much. I was like, they might like just go for the quiver randomly, but no, because it's the largest thing you have on you, the alchemy jug.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
well, they can't have that. That's where I keep all my mayonnaise.
That is correct. So do you want Ollie to full on like attack and cause harm, or
No,
like
just grab him. Just grab whatever it is.
By the
Soft
scruff.
mouth it.
Hey.
I mean, a soft mouth when it's on fire is still pretty bad, but
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
that is a 15 on the die.
15 on the die. I'm going to see how slippery this character is. I'm going to give them a random baseline AC. Because I'm pretty sure the basic AC is kind of just like a character class. I was looking at some of the 5e. Yeah, it's just based on like dex and armor and shit. So I will give you a chance at it. No, it's a higher AC than 15,
Mm.
which makes sense because they're going to be like super nimble.
Yeah, squiggly
So I
little
mean,
guys.
baseline is like 15 for these guys.
Yeah.
This one's got like some degree of very light armor that takes it above 15. So Ollie snaps at the air, and you hear a shriek. Oh, I should have said Ollie should have been rolling with disadvantage too, because it's an invisible target.
Mm.
But doesn't matter because he missed.
Yeah. My second roll was a 1. So.
So there you go. So very missed. Actually, with a 1 on the disadvantage roll, she is going to actually grab a hold of the jug. So the alchemy jug disappears from your belt, but also as she flies back and dodges this bite, what looks like a filthy little girl with like red, impossibly long Pippi Longstocking pigtails, freckles, and several missing teeth, and quite chubby. This little childlike thing with wearing shoes with like ridiculously long pointed up toes, and almost like a little jester's collar, but otherwise normal looking filthy clothes. Flies back out of range of the snapping hellhound jaws, hugging and clutching the alchemy jug, which spurts mayonnaise all over her as she lands. Actually, let's randomize it.
Yeah, it may
Let's
not be
see
mayo
what-
at this point, which
Yeah, let's
might
see what
not work out well for her. But
Yeah, weak acid is one of the things in there.
Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll me a d10.
no, that's not divided by 2. That would be a 3.
Okay, she is like covered in beer.
Uh,
So it just splashes all over her.
Awesome.
She like immediately goes cross-eyed and starts like hiccuping, and little bubbles
Mm.
come out of her mouth, like just instant cartoon drunk.
Yep.
And she just shrieks with laughter. And you hear someone like yelling, you know, ha ha, Buttons is drunk. Buttons is drunk.
Can I hear a direction from which that is coming?
That is coming from one of the trees above.
Okay, I would like to cast web up into that tree.
Sure. That is a saving throw for them, I do believe, right?
I think so.
I don't think you have to make a hit roll or anything.
No, it's definitely not a hit roll thing.
I think they just make a saving throw. I'm just pulling it up just real quick to make sure I'm right. Yes. So it's anchored, as long as it's anchored on surfaces, which obviously there's a whole canopy of branches. So no problem. It then is going to make dex saving throws, which they are quite good at.
I'm
but
gonna say it's probably not a weak point.
I'm still I'm gonna roll for these various fairies. Okay. Is that a spell save DC, I think?
I don't. Let me see.
Yeah. It's just straight I thought it might be a set number, but it's your spell save DC. So that's like a 15? Yeah.
Yes.
So a few of them, like you quickly notice a few critters kind of stuck in the webs. Variously, you hear kind of shrieking in dismay and laughter as like some of them get caught and others laugh at the ones that have gotten caught. You see another little girl who's basically like just hanging black hair like the Ring, basically the girl from the Ring, kind of like shrieking and thrashing and trying to get free. You see a fat, very goblinoid kid with a couple of little tusks sticking up and big bat-like ears, snorting and puffing and
I found
sweating.
the fairy Goonies,
That's
didn't
good.
I?
What the hell? My headset just decoupled
Ooh,
out of nowhere. I was getting
echo.
discontinuous sound.
Oh.
Okay. Now it seems to be fixed. Most of what they're shrieking and saying you can't really understand. The one that was shouting and laughing at the one that was called Buttons doesn't seem to be in evidence, or if they are, they're no longer shouting in Undercommon. Ollie is going to get very annoyed as a number of like small objects are thrown your way. Mostly things like, acorn-like things from some of these plants, but in many cases it's like things that shouldn't grow on trees, like various character pencil eraser toppers, Funko Pops,
Oh God.
hard-boiled eggs. And Ollie is going to just kind of get real annoyed and whip his head around and spew some fire just
Yeah, that
in
sounds
the
about right.
general direction.
Big
And there's a shriek from almost all directions as a whole bunch of these little critters just go fleeing and exploding amongst the underbrush. And you find yourself left with the ones that are caught up in the webs, and the big-eyed one that you first met who speaks Undercommon, and the drunk Buttons who is staring kind of wide-eyed at Ollie, but also like still sitting on the ground, hugging your alchemy jug and being just kind of like, "Whoa, I'm so drunk." And the filthy one with the big eyes goes, what is this beast? Is tame?
That's my dog.
When
He
Are you
murders
hurt?
people who try to steal my shit.
you hear some more kind of shrieks at that end. In particular, Buttons just like hurls the alchemy jug away from her, and falls over backwards with the effort. And you just see little chubby legs kicking in the bushes.
All right. Let's see if we can try this again. Hello. Who are you? Where am I?
What was I naming that one? Looking at my chart. Glittergrak. Glittergrak. Yeah, sorry, what was the rest of your question? You said, who are you and I missed it.
I said where am I, but we already established I'm in some weird in-between place. I'm going to say, let's see, I seem to be lost. Do you have any idea how I could get back to where I was before I appeared here?
He cocks his head one way and then the other, like does that dog thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he does say, I am Glittergrak. You are in space between great tower, many hidey place. Glittergrak not know where you come from, but this not place for findings. Losings, yes.
Huh.
If you want to be not lost, you must backwards go.
Okay.
Only forwards ways is lost ways.
Backward. All right, I'm going to start walking backwards and see what happens.
He'll like
Logical.
just sort of walk with you. It's kind of like, so you've got Ollie, like you're riding an Ollie, so you're doing the rather complex trying to get your dog to walk backwards.
Yeah.
Which is and as you're doing so, Glittergrak is just sort of slowly sauntering along with you, all curious. And Buttons will come crawling out of the undergrowth and kind of stumble along as well. And you'll also see the fat goblin kid who has has taken out huge glasses out of his shirt and put them on, which are like taped in the middle with like a Band-Aid kind of thing. And the little thin creepy girl from the ring now that they've sort of extricated themselves from the web tree. Although you hear others rustling around in the leaves that are clearly caught up in your spell, as long as you want to keep it concentrated.
And yes,
You got this
I
little
do.
gang of 4 trailing after you. And the fat little goblin boy goes, what are you do here?
I'm going back.
And you recognize his is the voice that was laughing at Buttons earlier.
Okay.
The other one that was speaking Undercommon. So you got the 2 of them.
Well, my friends and I answered a question wrong, and I disappeared. And the next thing I knew, I was here with you little freaks. So I'm trying to figure out where this is and how I can get back.
And at that, Glittergrack will say, no, he's no back yet. Forward get by go back.
Ah, yes. How silly of me. So far,
All
it
the
doesn't
ways
seem like
here are
walking
his
backwards has
ways.
accomplished anything.
I mean, like, you find that the landscape is changing around you kind of faster than it should. So every once in a while you look back over your shoulder just to make sure you're not about to try back into a tree or something. And every time you look, it's like a different part of this forest.
Okay.
Like, so for example, after you go like a few steps, you kind of look back over your shoulder and you see kind of like a creepy looking archway with everything's still like overgrown with plant life. But through this creepy stone archway, there's that's kind of off to your left a little bit. There's tombstones, like a little graveyard. And then you kind of like go, well, I don't want to go there. So you look forward and kind of angle. You guide Ollie to back up a little further to the right instead. And then the next time you look back over your shoulder, but then you don't pass the archway. But the next time you look over your shoulder, there's like a series of pillars, and instead of trees, it's all like grapevines and ivies and other things growing up these pillars in spirals. And the mist is deeper. And then the third time you look over your shoulder, you see that you're sort of coming out of the bushes into like a somewhat sunny meadow with like a big ring of gigantic, oversized toadstools in the middle of it. But every time you turn back and look at where you've been and continue packing up, you don't end up in the place that you saw when you looked over your shoulder. And the group of them are still slowly toddling along with you in curiosity. Several of them sort of picking up Buttons every so often as she trips and stumbles and otherwise keeps having her little hiccups and little bubbles. You said something about you answered a riddle wrong. So when you say that, Glittergrack will nod like, yes, you know, like that'll happen. Yeah, that's your problem. Don't want to answer riddles wrong.
Let's see. Well,
Where is you want to go?
What'd you say?
Where is you want to go?
I want to go back to this big creepy tower where I was with my friends, and I kind of describe what's going on in a level of detail that I think they can comprehend, hopefully.
In what sense? Like, are you describing something related to your quest, or like just describing the tower, or like the specific corridor you were in when you vanished?
I start with the specific corridor, but then my ADHD kind of kicks in and I start rambling about all of the other weird stuff. So it starts off very specific and then becomes very general as I remember some dumb thing that we did and add that to the tale.
So you start off by describing the dead end with the magic mirror and the great big door with the brass knocker. Um, um, and the goblin with the glasses will go. Uh, I know that one. That one does riddles. You have to know how to say the right thing to get past the magic door. And Glittergrack will say, that is where you were trying to go?
Yes.
And then he will say, Glittergrack knows. What can you pay? What can you pay Glittergrack? Glittergrack must find things.
I'm going to use my swarm powers to conjure just like a massive pile of really disgusting bugs and offer that to him.
Oh yeah, or even like this, like one cool bug, like you sort of like reach into your rags and pull out like a freaking emerald beetle, something that's
go.
like a little bigger and shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, ooh, yes,
I can give
Glittergrack
you.
will show.
I can give you 2 of these if you get me home.
He will clap. And the goblin will go, home? You live in the corridor with the knocker door?
It was a metaphorical home, an idiomatic home.
I
At
don't
least I
know
think
any of
so.
those
I
words.
heard Pernie use that word once, and I think that's what it means.
Home is where the
Can I
idiots
pet
live.
your dog, mister?
You could try.
He kind of he kind of blithely steps forward and reaches a hand out, and Ollie starts growling immediately, and he just stops and just slowly backs a bit away. So Glittergrack will say, stop, you no go farther. Now you must go this way. And he sort of looks at his hands like doing the left righty thing, and then just kind of gives up and just kind of goes, this way, and points.
Classic. I have that same problem. IRL.
Are we did we just get
Looks like we got a raven.
It's a me.
Raven?
A raven.
How's our screen situation?
I'm just fixing it. But we're pretty good.
I just figured I would pause if there's like a camera issue that needs
Hey,
fixing.
raven.
But it looks like it just messed up here briefly.
Yeah. Very easy to fix.
Okay. Well then let me continue. So Glittergrack will start sort of directing you, and then suddenly the little ring girl who's been sort of half carrying, supporting the drunken buttons will start chittering at him, and they get into like some kind of argument in weird fairy speak. And you can see him and her like sort of pointing in slightly different directions as they argue. And then eventually Glittergrack will sort of impatiently be like, yes, go this way. And you continue, I assume, to back Ollie in his direction he indicates.
Yeah, I mean, can only get so lost, right?
Theoretically.
No lost like Feywild lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a survival check for Ollie. And I guess, you can You can do this one with advantage. You guys can help each other with this scent stuff.
The second one was a nat 20, so
Oh,
That sounds
I'm
good.
very good at
Ooh.
rolling nat 20s when I don't
Nice.
super need them.
okay. In that case, Alina, I'm not actually seeing the Morgan image.
Yep,
On
just
the stream.
I'm getting that
You're
set
still
up
messing
right
with it.
now. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. I saw that everything had resolved its position,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
we're
thought
good.
that was already done.
I just got the cameras
Okay.
that are working going, and now I'm messing with the rest of it.
No worries. This is why all them big fancy folks have like staff
Yeah.
to run their shit. Okay, so Ollie suddenly whines and you catch a scent of that moldy corridor where the mirror broke.
Okay.
And it's slightly coming from like slightly over your right shoulder, like a little bit, like maybe 10 degrees off from where Glittergrack has you backing.
Okay. I'm going to shift my trajectory a little bit and see if they react to that.
Oh no. Apparently, Morgan is the DM now.
Nope.
Quick
Not for
roll.
very long.
Ah, darn it.
Oh, too late. Too late. Ha ha. I continue to be the dungeon biologist. Yeah, so they immediate explosion of more chittering as they yell and argue at each other, and the ring girl is nodding vigorously, and Glittergrack is shaking his head, and you turn and look over your shoulder again, and you can see a huge oak tree with a door in it.
Okay.
Immediately in front of you. Or I guess immediately behind you because you're looking over your shoulder.
Okay. Well, I am going to keep backing towards that door.
Let's see here. So the scent, when you were looking over your shoulder, the scent that you picked up is getting much stronger.
Right.
But when you look back the way you were looking, so in other words, the way you came from, the scent gets weaker.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to follow my nose, as it were. So I think I will do that.
Well, in that case, when you turn back around to look over your shoulder and get the scent with your nat 20 roll, you realize you need to go directly towards that door.
Okay.
But every time you look back away from it, it feels like it smells farther away.
Okay. So need to walk towards it without looking at it. I think.
So as long as you keep watching over your shoulder, the scent gets stronger and you seem to be approaching it.
Yeah.
And you get to the point where it's like right there, right behind you. You basically got all these hindquarters practically pressed up against the tree, and you could like reach the doorknob from his back if you twist around behind.
I'll just grope behind myself and see what I find. Find something
again,
knob-shaped.
if you look away from the tree and you reach behind you, there's nothing there. But when you look back over your shoulder,
right? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
For some reason, I kept
you
doing
can
that
actually
backwards.
grab it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Gonna do that.
So you grab the doorknob, crack it open, and there's a triumphant shriek from the ring girl, who was clearly right.
Good job.
And you find
I want to take out my jug and spray her with beer now as a reward for being right.
like a champagne bottle, like you shake it
exactly.
up.
Yep.
Fettid, I have taught you well.
Yep. If there's one thing I've learned in our travels, it's that you should always be thankful to weird chaos
Uh-huh.
goblins as we run into them.
I am rolling.
Peekaboo.
Okay, so she shrieks and attempts to dodge the spray. Oh, that's a nat 20. That
Ooh.
Okay.
absolutely didn't need to
Nimble
be.
kid.
Um, but she dodges as though she fears for her life with this spray of booze. And
Show off,
Glittergrack laughs. And you hear the sounds of broken glass. And so, you're sort of like no longer really going backwards. You're now like at the door, and you can see that on the other side of this door, it's like a frame, and you're looking down the hallway, and you realize you're looking from the perspective of where the mirror was.
Oh.
And you can see the broken glass, but you can also see from the reversed perspective now the big door with the door knocker, with the big brass door knocker, and the pair of bugbear guards on the other side, who once again in unison go, "Who goes?" at you.
Okay. Do I see my comrades anywhere, or do I just see these
You
two?
do not.
Oh boy.
They have clearly
Okay.
moved on.
I'm gonna ask these two security idiots if they know what direction my buddies went in.
One of them says, "Yes, we do," and the other one says, actually, no, sorry. One of them says, "No, we don't," and the other one says, "Yes, maybe.
Oh, great.
I think so."
Cool.
I'm going to spray them both with my jug full of beer and see what happens.
They stand stoically and like it hadn't happened. They're just
Okay.
drenched in beer now.
Okay.
Everything smells like beer.
Okay. Yeah, it was worth a shot.
This is the best way of marking a labyrinth, is just to,
Yeah.
instead of chalk,
Spray
just
liquid.
spray it.
A trail of alchemy jug stuff.
Yep.
Yep. Oh god.
A
Okay.
trail of mayonnaise.
Let's see. So am I through back out into the hallway yet, or am I still on the other side of the mirror?
You can see that the door is still open. So where there was the mirror wall that shattered when they pulled Ugna out, and it was just kind of a black empty space behind it, that space now is an open door that just leads into this wooded area.
Okay.
So you
can I Pernie net and see if I can get in touch with everybody?
Yes, you can. So now that you're back in the tower,
Yeah.
and you guys are so that maybe what I'll do there is I'm going to pause on Fettid and jump to the time dilation, and we'll deal with that. So, Morgan, Ugna, you are standing out in front of the curtain of hanging willow, and through which Pernie disappeared immediately.
Yep.
And after a short time, Tromlin went, it's my grandpa, I'll deal with this. And he went in the curtain after him. And then time is just passing. You're standing there with the Leonid prince, who's like toying with his tail and looking nervously around him. And of course, the long-suffering Zaxis, who is just sitting on a log and playing with a knife.
Oh, the image you just added, Raven. Very good.
Oh, we have a donkey-headed Ugna.
Yep.
Excellent. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're just sitting here.
What are you gonna do?
And I'd be like, huh.
Not come back out.
That thing's probably really bad, huh? Hee-haw.
Yeah, I think so. I am really not sure if we should go in there, if they're gonna come out. I couldn't affect it as soon as they walked in, so I think it's like another place entirely. Also, feel free to vote on which Dugna you prefer. Long neck Dugna or short neck Dugna. I felt both were pretty appropriate. But I'll leave them both
The
up
short
for
neck
now.
looks so much better. I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
short neck.
All right.
The long
That's
neck's got a
basically
little
what I'm
llama,
picturing.
a little llama-esque.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I like the short neck.
Okay, short neck Dugna there.
Good.
This
Fits
is the
better
one
on
braid.
screen too.
Just one braid.
Yeah. One braid
This is
remained
braided
from the
mane.
rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast out to Pernie and be like, buddy, you okay? Question mark. Little sad face emoji.
Aw.
And through the time dilation, of course, that doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting something called a dial tone. I don't know what that is.
Huh.
Princess
really sure how
Side
it
will
works.
say,
Bonus screaming.
I'm not going in there. Oh, it looks really dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a tree, but also everything here seems to be not what it seems like, I guess. So, yeah, this seems bad.
Is fairy trees. Fairy trees is not just trees.
Fairy.
Yeah.
When did we get into the Feywild?
Maybe first clue was turning into donkey.
Oh, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You have some donkey sickness?
I mean, I've been I've been like a bear, a wolf, a dragon. So, yeah, this is pretty normal.
Morgan's gonna take out her little compact and check in on her little mirror self. See if she still looks crazy.
So the last time you looked at your reflections was when you were at that broken mirror wall and everything was pretty weird magic happening.
Yeah.
Now things seem to have gotten back to normal. You haven't checked since you were in that corridor.
No.
Yeah, your reflection is no longer looking like terrified about the mirror. And instead your reflection just kind of gives you a little shrug and kind of does like one of these.
Yeah. Morgan, we're just in a hallway, correct? Like this was a door that we were passing,
so
or
you passed through the door into a room, quote unquote, that is like a random patch of swamp. And a short distance from the door, there's a little path from the door that led through the bog a short distance to a hillock with this huge weeping willow on it. And that's where you're standing. You can kind of, see, if you look back down the path, you can see this open door at the end of it, just kind of like a door frame just standing there. Yeah.
I feel like moving on from here would be bad because this is a checkpoint for where we have been. And if they return and we are gone, how would they know where we are going? I wish we had our tracker with us.
Yeah, it seems like it's easy to get lost in here, so maybe we should just sit. It's the best thing to do if you get lost. Hee-haw.
It's good time to rest feet.
Worm guy.
He was back in other room. We came through different door now.
Worm guy.
I think maybe he can hear. Zaxxas goes back down the corridor.
Usual response. But what if we just had a little nap, huh? What if we just pitched a tent and had a little nap? Maybe they'll find us. Because I don't want to go further and they not be able to track us. Like, what are we gonna, like...
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Pernie was the one with the tent, but we could just, like, lie down.
No, I have the tent.
Hee-haw. Oh, okay.
I guess I'll roll a survival to see where is a good place to pitch this tent. Ha 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 ha. Pun intended. Okay, just shaking
Okay.
up my glitter dice so it's not all stuck on the bottom.
Shake up that glitter so you can pitch a tent.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's a 10.
totally
I think
normal.
let's see.
You
very
have
minimal.
no, you have a 6. That
Okay.
becomes a 16.
Okay,
You
so
silly.
16
Um,
survival for where to pitch
Yeah.
a tent.
I mean, it's like this is not a high
Go, bud.
difficulty. It's
Yeah.
a bog, so really right next to the
Trying
willow
to
tree
find
is
some
like
dry ground. Yeah.
yeah, the higher, drier ground is where the willow tree is. So
Yeah.
next to it, without getting too close, so you're not
Yeah.
worried about being within the branches, is probably your best bet. As you're setting up the tent, Zaxis will come back up the path and report. Door to worm guy that we came through is gone. Is different number of doors now between where we came from and here.
Oh, then it's probably an
I
even
think
better
we
idea to
move.
not move. Yeah, let's just sit here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
By the time you get the tent set up, it's been more than an hour since you were at the brass
Mhm.
door knocker, and suddenly Ugna will poof back into Ugna's normal form, except for the donkey head. So that's when that occurs.
Oh no.
Okay. So,
So immediately,
Dugna,
from Ugna's perspective,
Yeah.
Dugna ceases to be a full donkey and is now just Ugna with a
I'm
donkey
just
head.
Ugna.
So from Ugna's perspective, you're like, my hands,
I'm back. Yeah. I go, yes. I got hands again. I'm back. Yeah.
Dugna had been helping me set up the tent, just a rope in their teeth,
Yep.
tying it to the tree.
Just like
okay.
pawing at the ground with a hoof.
Yeah, being useless. I mean, Prince Assad can help you out pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
despite being like terrified of his own shadow, he's a huge, beefy Leonid, so he's actually
Yeah.
quite useful. If you tell him what to do.
Okay.
As soon as this transformation occurs, Prince Assad is going to go, like he jumps as you transform into a different shape.
Yeah.
And he goes, that was a were-donkey. He looks
I
around
think
for the full
not
moon.
where.
Yeah.
I think
Where's-
where is specific and infectious. I believe this was just a spell. I hope.
Yeah, I don't really understand why that happened.
Still not completely unspell.
Huh? I look down. Like, no?
Does Dugna have a tail?
Maybe?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm just thinking of Pinocchio now.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Just the gradual donkey transformation.
It's a tail, but it's got like the pink hair at the end.
Yep, of course.
Swish the tail a little bit, be like, oh, I guess that's not so bad. Yeah.
We'll see when your brother comes back what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgan is like, all right, I guess when we need to make sure everything's in order, we write it down. So she brings out a very unused journal and is making a small map of the area, the resources we have, the people present, the people missing, the doors where they were, and the doors where they are now.
Right.
All right, so we're going to have an hourly watch so everyone can have a little break, okay? I think it's just me and you, Dugna. These people need more rest than we do.
Do they?
Zexus can watch.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Assad will be like, yes, I do need my beauty sleep.
Okay, so we set up the tent. We make a little map. We list our resources and our food. I've thankfully saved a lot. Unfortunately, Tromlin had a bunch of. I've stored a bunch of ingredients in the bag of holding, but I guess I'll make us some bannock. Let's try. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, Is there much stuff that we could use to disguise our tent? And hide
Oh
our
yeah,
tent?
this is a very heavily like this is like a swamp. Like there's so much
Yeah.
foliage around. Like you can find dead leaves and brush and boughs and things that you can drag over it.
Okay.
Zaxis will say, will point back down the corridor or towards the corridor and say, "Should we close door?"
I
And
don't
the
know.
one, I mean, patrol of tower would see open
Yeah.
door to swamp.
I guess yeah, we
But
should. I don't know. I think we should leave it. We should leave some sort of coded message so that they could see that where we've gone. And because we're also missing Fettid. He's very good at finding people. Hopefully, he'll be able to
Yeah.
find our stink. Okay.
Oh, we should wave our
Zaxis
stink
will
go
around. Then he can
down.
find us real good.
Yeah.
Zaxis will go down and like cautiously pull the door closed.
Yeah.
And as soon as he does so, it closes, and then the whole rectangle of just hovering door will just
Yeah.
fall over.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
in the swamp.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
And he goes,
Yeah.
and
that's
he just
kind of
goes,
what I thought would
"Oh
happen.
no,
That's
that
kind of why I didn't want to do that, but it's also like, what do we do? Like, we just leave it? Who knows?
he turns the handle and or lifts the door a bit, and he says, is stairs now."
Huh.
Dugna, could you help us lift this back up? To be
guess?
vertical, and we'll see if it goes to the same place.
Yeah. Hang on.
I
Shift it up.
Yeah, you can like you're hugely strong. You pick it back up out of the swamp. It's literally just a door frame
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
lying in the swamp. You pick it up and stand it back up.
I'll open it.
It kind of doesn't want to. It kind of wants to fall over again.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you
hold it.
you're gonna open it from the other side, and when you do so, you just see Ugna on the other side of this empty door frame. Like it's just like it's a door frame that you picked up off the ground.
All right. Not a problem I can necessarily solve, but it's something I can take notes on. All right. Put it back down where it was.
Okay. Boop.
We'll open it. Is it the same set of stairs that we can tell, or different?
You crack it and lift it. Zaxis says, and you now see it's like a dark stairwell, like just stone steps descending into darkness with some kind of like damp stone walls. And Zaxis will say, "Yep, same steps."
All right.
Oh, donkey Ugna, just got it. It's
Okay.
funny.
I'm gonna graffiti the stairwell and the door, the stairs on the other side and on this one, and it's going to be donkey plus donkey plus ass in like emojis.
Can't wait to try and decipher this.
Donkey butt.
Plus tent
Good.
plus tree.
The donkey is pitching a tent because it saw an ass.
In a tree.
Yeah. That, you know what? I feel like that makes perfect sense.
That-
So she's going to leave that as our graffiti place marker.
I think even if they don't get that, they're going to be like, listen, I know who did that.
yeah.
That can only be my friends.
And you know what? I'm gonna spritz a little of my perfume on there, just a little
Nice.
bit.
For
Signature.
Fettid's nose.
I'm gonna jump back to the Time Willow. So Tromlin and Copernicus, you come out of this vision, this reverie, and I believe you said Copernicus had a single tear and was muttering to himself, "Don't mind if I do."
Yeah.
Upon learning that your name is Copernicus Bones.
Right.
Just making sure that pun is still firmly in everyone's craw.
And I made note of from the memory of the location of the temple on the map
Oh.
Specifically, you were noting the book that the research
yeah.
came from, so that you could potentially, if that book's still there in your library, you could check what you were researching.
Right.
So yeah,
What are you
like
doing?
you both come out of the reverie. You've now both had a long rest. So Tromlin is back to full spells, as is Copernicus. And yeah, you just had that vision of young, handsome Copernicus raiding tombs.
Still got it.
Copernicus Bones, Tomb Raider.
Raiding tombs and filling wombs. That's what Barb and I always said.
Is Randy
Well,
with us? I'm not sure.
Yeah, here, hello.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the two of you have just come out of your reverie.
well, I'd think I'd for all the things that I dug up, I think I left many memories buried, and that was one of them.
I assume Tromlin was the witness to everything as well.
Yes, you both saw the whole vision. So that includes the lead-in of finding the weird temple in the jungles of Zaru, and Copernicus with his like entourage of turtles and other companions, sneaking your way through, like everyone dropping prone as like darts go flying over, but the turtle's too big, so he can't really get out of the way, but they just ricochet off his shell anyway. And then, jumping, swinging across a little ravine with the bullwhip, setting off various traps, finding this little obelisk thing covered in runes, and of course, various treasures. And then the vision then passing to the library at Sunshine Manor, but in a much more, like it was built within 5 years. And I believe I said that Cuddlespoon was there and looks exactly the same as he does now. And Copernicus is researching in the book about this obelisk and finds that the key to discover the Temple of Shushek-Za, which I don't believe is a name that Tromlin had heard before.
Right, and something that also occurred to me is that so the Sunshine Estate used to be like Bones Town or something.
Yep. Bones Manor. Bones. It says Bones Manor on the sign, and the business. In fact, you didn't even see the outside. You just saw the business card that said Dr. Copernicus Bones, Professor of Archaeology, and then underneath it has like the address, and that includes Bones Manor, Morwindle.
Nice.
Number 169, Bones Mana.
No, 420,
Yeah, good.
42069.
Nice, good.
Bones Manor.
Good.
Well, we should probably get back to the rest.
We probably should. But I may enlist your help in my memory of that research. I don't remember doing that, but I have a feeling that at some point our path will lead us to Shukek-Za, my patron, Barb's patron, and someone with whom I have a very complicated history, I suppose. And I might get your help to find that old book from the memory and see if we can't track down that location. I have a feeling it will be of great importance at some point.
Bromlin, you will notice when that name was just spoken, the runes on Copernicus's bucket glow brightly. Like it's just like a wham, like just from the moment that was spoken, and then it disappears again.
Well, I guess Grandma has a memory of it.
I'll look down. Do I notice anything about the bucket?
It's since as soon as you finished saying the name, it passed. So you look down and looks normal. You.
Say the name again of that place.
The Temple of Shukek-Za?
And when you say that, the runes roam again.
Can I arcana that to see if it's a reaction from Barb or a reaction from the enchantments that have bound Barb to unlife?
I would say that that is not something you can distinguish between. That does, in fact, seem to be the options.
Gosh. Well, either the bucket reacts to the name of the one instilling it with power, or Barb and I should have a chat about our patron. But perhaps that'll be a conversation for another time. We should get back to the group. The time passes strangely in the Fey realms, and I worry we might go back and find. Well, we haven't seen Ugna in donkey's years.
Cromwell just looks so tired at this point.
Yeah. Oh God.
Good.
Tromlin, I said that you'd had a long rest, but actually you don't have your spells back yet because you have to pray.
That's true. So I should roll a d30?
I believe that is probably the best. And I will
Hold
pull
on,
up
let me
the
throw
table.
my mobile temple and see. I got a 4.
Oh.
I don't like that. I don't like that at
Yes.
all.
No, it is perfect. I prepared a short list because in this place there's going to be some
Oh.
effects.
Oh.
And the one that you rolled
Oh
on the
my.
short list is a Kutka, the raven god of the north.
Oh, good.
Doesn't seem
Oh
great.
boy.
Better?
Said to have created himself from an old fur coat and gave humanoids fire, light, and fresh water and net weaving. Thieving, selfish, and wily, symbol of the raven's wing.
Okay.
I like the cut of his jib.
So you do like your little wheel spin on the keychain, and then that's the one you grab, the raven's wing, and you're like, and you hear in your head, Tromlin, yes, Father. And Copernicus also hears that as though it's coming from
Oh
your
no.
head.
Did you? Is that your
Fun.
your little one?
Yes.
Oh, he creeps me out a little. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm plenty creepy
You
myself.
know, all kids are kind of creepy.
Yeah, well, and good on you for taking responsibility and all that.
And
All right, well,
hey, he hasn't eaten anyone unlike my other kids.
hey, that's you know what? I guess that's one in the plus column for old. Wait, what is his name again?
Knickerknack?
Knickerknack.
Tinker Tap.
Tinkertap.
Tipper Tap. That's right. Tipper Tap.
I'm gonna add that to my list of NPCs. I don't think he's in there. Tippertap. Okay. Well, let's see if we can't hail the group on the old Pernie net there. I'm gonna try and send a message via Pernie net.
You would know that if you're in some sort of time dilation, it isn't going to work.
Okay.
Because so the two of you are just standing in front of the big face on the willow tree, within the ring of the weeping willow branches that are like so long they sweep the ground. So you're just in this little cave of willow branches, facing this old twisted bole of tree that has a face.
I will turn to the tree and speak in Sylvan. Do you need us to help you prune back some of your branches?
Truly.
He will say, I remember. What would you know?
I don't want to remember anything, to be honest. I just I just thought I'd offer you something for helping my grandfather remember something.
Welcome, travelers. All can be as it once was.
Hmm.
Well, that's just on
Turn to
repeat.
Pernie. We need to go.
I want to hear more about this. Quite frankly, a boomer's wet dream. Turn back the clocks, you say? Go back to a time when
Grandpa,
I
we
was.
have a mission to do, and our friends are left behind. They could be in trouble.
All right, all
But the
right.
Make the
immigrants are
Feywild great
taking our
again.
jobs.
Yeah,
Make the Feywild great again.
yeah.
I light the tree on fire. I just I hear that.
Absolutely not.
Little Maffa hat appears on the no.
But
No.
he's saying what we're all thinking.
God.
I cast summon nursing home.
Oh,
Yeah. Liamon's butt rate nursing home.
Yep.
Excellent. He
Yeah.
keeps
Pernie
asking,
immediately catches a COVID he doesn't
what
believe
would
in.
you know? Yep.
How can we leave this place? We need to get back to our friends.
I think I might accept that. Yeah. So yeah, he asks the tree asks once again, I remember, what would you know? And you say, how do we get back? What's the way back? And immediately you're both plunged into another vision. But this time, you see yourselves pushing through the sweep of the willow branches and coming out into this little clearing. And you sort of notice or take note of where in the branches you kind of parted to come out, like where which bit of the curtain you came out of when you emerged in this little clearing. And so Pernie, I'm not going to make you roll Arcana or anything, but you're sort of like, okay, I've just asked to remember how I got in here. So let's see if that works. And you go and put your hands into that spot in the curtain, and like on your way in, you remembered this just now because your memory was a little vague before because you kind of like plunged in here under a compulsion.
Like my
But
grandson, I'm very good at coming in a tree. I'm not so good at pulling out.
There. That's
No.
Trauma
Yeah.
owns that one.
Yep.
Trauma's not even
so
argue.
you go and you like push and you like again you kind of have to dig your way through, like the curtain will close behind you before you emerge from the other side.
I'm a gentleman. I start with one finger before I do the whole hand.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And I assume you're trying to stay together, like
Yeah.
Trauma
Oh, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
grabs your shoulder to guide you in.
Before we go, though, I'm going to take out a bowl and take out some honey and some wine and mix it together and pour it like as an offering to the tree because
Oh.
he's Fey. They like honey.
Yep.
This is a
Like
man
wine.
who has dealt with a lot of Fae. Just
And I
professional.
water
Pour
its
it on the
roots.
root.
Yep.
I'll pour it
Yep.
on the root so he can actually drink it.
You vaguely feel that you might hear, like you hear a sigh in the back of your mind of some contentment. So you push your way through and you come out the other side. And you find yourselves coming out into like a little campsite. The tent that you've been sleeping in with the new tent from Sir Godfrey is there, covered in like camouflage branches, and then sitting around in front of the tent is Morgan, seated on a little pile of moss with a journal, writing furiously. You see Ugna back to normal, except she still has a donkey's head.
That's a
and-
start. It's
Yep.
fine.
And you see Assad, the Leonid prince, napping, curled up at the foot of a nearby tree. And you see Zaxus kind of standing guard a little ways away. He seems to be watching what appears to be a door lying flat in the swamp.
Hey, Tromlin,
Oh.
Pernie. Hey, y'all. Good to see you back.
Hey, Duke, now.
It's good to be sorry for popping off there. My apologies, and thank you, Tremlin, for retrieving me.
Sure.
How long have we been gone?
It's been how long? Couple hours.
Just a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours. Long enough to get a little
That's not bad for the Feywild.
little rest.
Not so bad.
Actually pretty good for the
Yeah, for you
Feywild.
guys, it felt like in time passing, like just a few minutes, but both of you have experienced a long rest, and the rest of these guys have experienced a short rest.
Cool. There's no sign of Fettid though. And the door is working weird, so it's stairs now.
Right.
I guess you're here, but I'll still ping it. I'll send them my emoji of donkey plus ass. And I'll be like,
Equals
"This
tree
is-
camp.
This is the way I've been marking the camp, and then I guess where we might go, and then leave stuff for Fettid to find us.
Well, at this
I got an
point,
idea. I'm gonna sit down and start cooking. That usually draws Fettid out of the woodworks.
I'll send just through the Pernie just the word food.
before
Good.
you do, well, all right, we'll do it that way. So Fettid, you were kind of coming through and going, how am I going to reach these guys? And it occurs to you that the Pernie net exists just as you just get the word food in Copernicus's voice. in your
Okay.
head.
Hell yeah.
I immediately there's like a waft of cartoon smoke, and I sort of float up into the air and start following it.
Well, right now you don't know where to go, right? You don't have a direction to follow it, but you can respond, right?
Yeah.
And I know we hand wave the Pernie net a lot, but just so that everyone recalls, this sort of works like a message spell. So Pernie writes things in the book and broadcasts it to the rest of you. And then you can respond basically like the message spell. So it's generally supposed to be Pernie who initiates, but then we've just been letting everyone converse, because obviously he would be able to just like pass the messages along.
Yeah.
And it would just be fine. And that's all like free action, so whatever. So you hear food in Pernie's voice in your head. What do you say in response?
Where?
Instant.
All right, I think we've got Fettid.
Yep.
They
Follow the smell if
how
you
we got
can.
here.
We're next to a Time Willow, which you don't want to go into, in a swamp room by a floor door.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. I will do exactly that.
You
I'd
may have a hard
say.
time finding us, because one does not simply walk into floor door.
Oh God.
Morgan's gonna go over to the floor door and just bring out a
Amazing.
ridiculously large fan from her bag.
And just
holding
waft the
a
smell.
burlesque fan, and it's gonna start wafting down that stone corridor. Just hoping and
Okay.
dreaming. That's all.
Just
she's
into
got
the
right now.
darkness.
Just into the darkness,
Okay.
I waft food in the darkness.
So Fettid, you can't smell anything. They're talking about food, but you just smell this corridor full of broken glass and beer, because you sprayed beer all over the guards. But you do still have your companions.
Okay. I'm going to offer them more bugs if they can help me find this Time Willow. I don't know what that is, but presumably they might.
Excellent.
Everybody knows the Time Willow.
Mhm. So yeah, at this point, I'm basically treating this as your sewer tribe and contacts that you are getting assistance from local quaggles.
All right.
And yeah, when you mention the Time Willow, the ones who understand Undercommon will kind of shrink back, like in, ooh, the Time Willow. And the goblin with the glasses will go, that's a bad place. You don't want to go there. You'll get stuck in time. It's a Time Willow. It's full of time. You don't want to go in the Time Willow.
Well, the problem is that's where my friends I'm trying to get back to are. So if you could point me in that direction, that would be super useful and would also get you some more bugs.
They were looking very, very frightened until you said that, and then Glittergruck goes, "How many bugs?"
Like 4? I'll give you 4 bugs.
All 4 of them like instantly form like a little huddle, and they're like, and you can kind of see through the huddle as they're like sort of going, and they're all like, and then they all start nodding vigorously with one another, and he says, 3. We will take
Well, you
3.
drive a hard bargain, but I'm afraid I must concede. 3 bugs it is.
They all shake each other's hands. And Buttons like falls over again. And actually Buttons isn't part of the huddle because Buttons has been sucking more beer out of like the hem of the tabard on one of the bugbears. She just goes, and Glittergreck goes, "Yes, 3 bug. We will take to Time Willow." And they turn and lead you back through the door in the great oak that you came through into this mirror hallway. Morgan,
Yeah.
as you are wafting food scents, so Tromlin is now making like a hearty meal for all of you, because although all of you have had a rest of varying lengths, you haven't eaten anything since you came into this dungeon, and time dilation has done weird things, so everyone's ravenous. So it ends up turning from like, I'm just cooking to get a smell for Fettid, to like everybody drooling and you going, actually, we probably should
eat.
have a real
Yeah.
meal. So you start cooking a more significant meal. A couple of times as you're cooking, Tromlin, particular herbs will suddenly appear to have grown nearby and be like just the perfect addition to your stew, but you quickly realize that's
Fey traps.
this is fairy hijinks. And you're like, I got a fucking magic pouch that makes whatever herbs I want, motherfuckers. I'm not.
No, I will not be doing that. But I will make an extra plate of this stew. And again, I'll like coat the rim of the bowl with honey and leave it out for Faye to have. Like, we're in their realm. I'm gonna pay respects.
Yeah. Yeah, you find like a smaller willow tree that has like a little knoll in it that you're like, this is a fairy spot if I ever saw a fairy spot. And
is there a little knoll in the little knoll?
No. That wouldn't be fairy. That would be a weird desert thing.
Is he a grassy knoll?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Gassy knoll.
He shoots a magic bullet. It like circles the knoll 3 times.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
so I just have to say this since I grew up in the Dallas area. If you're ever near the area downtown where JFK was shot, there is usually an X painted on the street, the exact spot.
Oh my god.
The
Like,
city doesn't
not
paint
like-
that. We don't know who
just
does.
people.
That's super weird.
It's like a tourist
just something that's
attraction.
happening for
Malaclips the
decades.
Younger. Yeah.
And it's professionally painted too. Like it's well done.
Just Texas Banksy, whatever.
I think that we should test a theory and take RFK Jr. to that spot to see what happens.
The magic bullet's still out there whizzing around looking for another Kennedy.
The magic
saying
bullet
that-
might dislodge the worm.
Yeah.
Magic
The gassy
worm.
knoll. It's just a fart bullet
Yep.
shot from
Yep.
the ass at 100 miles
Mhm.
per hour.
Choo.
Not that I would ever encourage for an official to be.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
That
No,
would be
of course
wrong.
not.
Never.
Violence is
Never.
never the answer.
No matter how much delight it would bring the world.
Yep.
Don't mind me joining the Sirhan fan club.
Mhm.
I hear
yeah.
that they can go down to the Titanic in individual
Oh, yeah.
submarines.
I hear that's very
that's
safe.
really
Honestly.
cool.
Here for
I think that'd be the
for
coolest
autism. I think
trip.
RK should go check that out for us.
Yeah.
It's very cool and safe.
I think every billionaire should do that.
They should like have a little choo-choo train of submarines to check out the Titanic.
Yes.
Yep.
It would work.
Billionaires
I think
enter
it'd
here.
work.
But only the richest
yeah,
ones are
yeah.
allowed.
Well, I don't think anyone else would be cool enough to
No.
do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
way I would respect them, is if they did that.
You
I think,
know that they have big dicks if they're on a
Yeah.
submarine.
The
Also,
smaller and more questionable the submarine, the bigger the dick.
it would
Yep,
be a
that's
very
true.
funny joke, and they all love making those and are great at it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I would be so
True.
owned.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the best
we
way to
all know
troll
Musk
humanity.
loves memes. Was there ever a bigger meme than?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
Hey, if
mean,
going to
it's
space
more likely
hasn't been
that-
working, go to the
Yeah,
sea.
I was gonna say it's more likely that they're gonna get a whole bunch of them on another Musk like space flight, and this is gonna
Oh god.
fireball out.
Ugh.
I mean,
That would be
try
the
it.
most irony.
Tragedy.
Oh yeah, that one. Sorry, I said irony. I meant that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you start making a really big meal. Morgan, you're there fanning the scent down this. You've got the door open. You've put Zaxis to work, like holding the door open for you
Yeah.
as you fan the smell down there. And as you're doing so, you will, you're working up a bit of a sweat, but some invisible hands will begin to like assist you. Like you reach a point where you feel that if you were to let go of this fan, it would continue
Ghost.
without your involvement. And you also can feel the feel of like little pats of, removing sweat from your brow.
Oh, that's not worrisome.
I do appreciate knowing who's with me at the moment. We could be matching outfits,
mhm. You can hear, probably no one else can, but you can hear kind of the tinkling of tiny fairy voices and wings. Because remember, this is something you've experienced plenty
Yeah,
of times before.
At the definitely at the diner.
Well, and also at the big party at Nightshade's Tower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is you recall that fey creatures do tend to see you as royalty.
You know, I do have some really cute gloves that could be made into outfits. If only I had friends who could wear such small outfits.
Tiny, adorable little outfit.
And I'll even say that in Sylvan to try and lure them out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no out. So these are, I forget the actual D
Oh,
and
they're
D
just naturally
term for the
invisible.
invisible ones. Yeah,
Oh,
they're naturally
invisible.
invisible.
Right.
Okay.
Is it I can't remember if it's like pixies or it's not fairies because they're now using that for
Yeah.
the game race.
Category.
Is it
I
sprites?
think it's
And pixies? Yeah.
pixies. No,
Okay.
no, I think it's pixies that are the invisible ones.
Someone hears this and kind of speaks up. It's like, I could even make some tea for them. If they were to join, and
Yeah.
they could have a tea party.
Who are you guys talking to?
And I'll dig through and see if I have any pixie size outfits in my my little wardrobe. If not, I'll make something. It'd be fun.
Someone
Mhm.
will start making some mint and lemongrass tea.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, hey, they're herbs. I have access to it.
Yep.
Okay. As you're kind of waving this scent down the stairs, you'll hear a almost like low rumble, like a purring cat, but much deeper and very quiet, kind of emanating from the stairs. Zaxis, who's holding the door open and is right there with you, will just kind of poke at his stomach and go, "You quiet. Food is come. You wait."
Morgan is gonna just quietly step back and and DM Pernie and be like, what if something else smelled the food? I thought I heard something from the door.
What
And she
kind
just
of-
like steps away quietly.
It was me, and I come tumbling through.
and there's no
Not
monster,
quite yet.
right?
I heard there was food.
Yeah, there's definitely no monsters.
I mean, that's the
No.
Actually, Morgan, as you step back, your Fey, what's the word I'm looking for? Subjects, like the
buddies.
yeah. No, they're seeing you as like,
Okay.
the royalty. But as you've said this and the sound is come out, the helping with the fanning stops abruptly.
Mhm.
And in fact, suddenly you find the fan doesn't move. Like something's resisting you fanning. And then suddenly the door slips out of Zaxis's hands and he goes, "Hey, what is?" And the door will slam shut.
You may have offended them.
Meanwhile, Fettid,
Yes.
your new friends with various Sylvan language chittering arguments at various points, you kind of become quite zen about it because you're like, I don't know what they're saying. And all I know is I want to find this Time Willow. That's the one clue I have. So, because they're just like, they're constantly doing this very not confidence giving, argument and like pointing in opposite directions, and then like one of them will bop another one over the head, and then they'll kind of shrug, and then they'll all go in the direction that one said. We'll just totally like moment from Willow where one of them's like this way, and then Buttons, who's all drunk, is like, "Oh, that way. You are drunk. You don't forget that I am in charge." Anyway, and this goes on for a while, and you find yourself getting hungrier and hungrier, and you are going through more of this fairy landscape with food everywhere. So I do want to know How good's your willpower?
Ooh.
Well, I think it's pretty good because if there's like I haven't learned much in my time with our party, but one thing I have learned is that eating fairy food is always a bad idea. So I think I'm just
I think
gonna
you.
I think I'm just gonna drink some of my jug mayonnaise and call that good.
How often can you use that thing? I'm just wondering if you might be stuck with beer.
Well, that's also okay. That's technically
Uh,
bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't take poison damage, so
No.
do you
Yeah.
get drunk?
Yeah, it's once per day. So right now
Okay.
it's beer. So you're just gonna have to stick with beer. You've got an iron
Yeah.
everything.
It's just
I think you even
calories
have
for me.
specifically iron liver.
Yep.
Yep. So you're just sipping beer, trying to
Mhm.
keep. You got that annoying hollow from like liquid diet.
Mm.
Eventually, your little Goonies gang leads you to into a much kind of darker part of this wood. Whatever ambient light you've never really seen the sky as you were going through here. It's always canopy. Um, the few times you saw like a glimpse of a sunlit glade, it was a direction you didn't go in. And uh, but you're getting to an area where like the filtered light has reduced. Whatever ambient light has been keeping the forest lit is starting to get darker. Maybe it's just the time of day. You have no real sense of how long this has taken as you travel through these woods. There's been a few times that your little group has suddenly come scuttling back to you to try and like hide behind you as some kind of thing or creature is snuffling around in the undergrowth. But every time Ollie has growled at it and whatever it is just, taken off. A few times other little creatures have poked their heads up. There's one point when they led you a wide circle around a toadstool ring, and the center of the toadstool ring, some sort of like ethereal, ghostly woman, impossibly tall and floating like a ghost in the space, beckoned or sang to you, and immediately all of your companions tackled you and stopped you from as you were about to like go check it out. Then like stuff random twigs and mushrooms in your ears. Various little encounters occur through your journey. And eventually they've led you into this darker area where it's getting more swamp-like. It's not as
That's good. That's what
foresty.
I was
It's
told.
more wet and bog-like. And they start leading you through a deeper bog where they've got to jump from like tuft of swamp grass to tuft. And as you're making this journey, a couple of them will ask, well, particularly the two that speak Undercommon, actually probably mainly the goblin because he's curious, will be, have you told them your name at any point or anything like that?
No,
Like, what do they
absolutely
call
not.
you? Okay. Like, do
Stinky
you, I
guy.
mean, do you actually say,
Batman.
call me, if you say,
Call me
yeah, if you
Stinky guy.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, then the goblin will call you Mr. Stinky Guy. And he'll say, or sometimes he'll say Mr. Guy.
Also
He
good.
assumes Stinky is your first name.
Yep.
And
Stinky was
he'll
my
say,
father's name.
Hmm.
you can call me Mr. Guy. Mr. Guy was my father's name. Call me Stinky. And you will, in addition to Buttons and Grubgrack, the little goblin's name is, I've just decided his name is Gord.
Sure.
He's going to be Gord. And you haven't gotten a name from the ring girl because she doesn't speak common, and when they talk to her, they do it in Sylvan, so like an actual name hasn't come out yet. But Gord will say, "So, Mr. Guy, what is it that brought you to the big tower of magic anyway? Are you trying to find something or someone?"
We are trying to solve some problems. And I'm going to try and keep it as vague as I possibly can, because I don't know how trustworthy these little
Somebody's
idiots
clever.
are.
Yeah, he'll keep asking questions because he'll be like, "Oh, what sort of problems? I hear there's lots of problems in the outside world."
Yeah, this makes me a little suspicious of this guy.
Gourd.
What would that be? Can I make a perception check to see if this guy is being shifty at all, or if he's just being a weirdo?
I think that would be intuition.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ooh.
So you can indeed roll an or insight. Sorry, insight.
Insight, yeah.
You can indeed roll an insight, and I will roll what level of deceptiveness he has at you.
Well, that's a 1. I have
Wow.
no idea.
This guy's so trustworthy.
He seems very reasonably.
Yeah, totally
trustworthy.
great.
Yeah, I mean, like he's actually I rolled terrible, but not that terrible. So he's actually quite earnest. But you're like not. So he's like just like a childlike innocence of earnest. You know, there's no guile here, but you have no idea. So you're just like, I don't know, maybe he's just real good.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it vague.
Yeah, and he's like, because there's a lot of problems at this place. There's all kinds of dead things when you go far down enough, and they'll try to eat
Wait,
you.
you mean where we are right now, or in that tower?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's like a big magic tower full of magic, and this is just some of the magic.
Okay.
This is like
Weird.
in between the rooms and stuff. There's like
Okay.
lots of fairyland. And you got to go through the fairyland if you're going to sneak between the rooms, or you got to go through all their, traps and bad stuff.
Really? So, if someone were to go through here, we could bypass all of the traps and bad stuff?
I mean, yeah, like if you're going through here because you want to get somewhere specific, like we're doing now, you just, you go find that place, and then you don't have to go through the like magic doors and magic traps and magic doors with magic traps. And like
Hate those.
there's guard guys who want to hit you with a stick.
Yeah, those are a pain as well. Would you like to meet the rest of my friends once we get me back to them?
I like friends.
All right, cool. I think they would love to meet you and ask you all about this wonderful in-between space in which we find ourselves.
Okay. And why don't we take a break here?
All right.
But basically what's going to happen next is they're going to lead you into like a hollow tree, and that you like Ollie can just barely squeeze into this hollow, and then it will pitch you out, and the rest of you is just going to have Fettid and a gang of critters show up. So let's take a break, and I'll start after the break with that.
Sounds
sound
good.
Sounds good.
We'll see y'all in about 10 minutes or so.
See y'all in 10.
Bye.
Yeah.